like it's a meta commentary on our friendship itself, Kelli.
Okay, I wasn't going to say it, so I'm really glad you said it. Gather around, one and all, as we celebrate the magic of women in cinema at our Film Coven. We're your hosts, Kelli Mehan
and Melissa Woody, and today we're going to be talking about Romy and Michele's high school reunion, and one sings and the other doesn't.
I'm really excited for today. We are concentrating on the concept of philia, which is deep friendship style of love from the Greek word. And I mean, this is my favorite female friendship in film. It's one that's absolutely influenced my life, something fierce, had it on VHS. I've brought to the table today Romy and Michele's high school reunion. This is the first time I recall seeing a movie where a guy and a girl don't end up at the end. That the soulmates in question are just two best friends. And so it's stuck with me throughout my life. It's a comfort movie. I feel like it got unfairly maligned when it came out. Like, I'm pretty sure it did not do well, but it's gained a real good cult following because it is a really funny movie and it holds up so good.
I feel the exact same way. I very much agree. Like, when you picked it, I was like, well, there's not going to be a better choice than that. because this is a movie I grew up on as well, and like it's one of my most like rewatched movies throughout my lifetime. I do have like a very special place in my heart for it.
That's so great to hear because yeah, I had this on like VHS. I'm pretty sure we got it at one of the ones where, you know, when the VHS store is selling off all their old copies, you know, because it had my Video Easy like big sticker on it for ages. And I thought it, not a hidden gem and not like, oh, I'm the only one that knows it. But for a long time, I feel like I was like on an island, you know? So it's so cool that it's got this cult following. And I brought it up with someone yesterday. I'm like, yeah, I've just watched Romy and Michele's high school reunion. Oh, I love that movie. I invented Post-its. Like, it does have those little pop culture quips. We see it on Drag Race. You know, do you have any businesswoman special? It has part of the lexicon. So it is that sort of cult favorite, and I love to hear and see people's experience with that.
I brought to the table something very different.
Usually we've been picking ones that are sort of like totally same, and this could not be more separate.
Yeah, this is very different. One Sings and the Other Doesn't is a newer film to me. I had only seen it the one time, but it was one of those movies that I like just kept a bookmark in my head of like, I definitely want to talk about it at some point on the show because I feel like there's just so many themes and there's a lot of stuff that I want to unpack, but there's a great central female friendship in the movie, and that, like, when I think of the movie, I think of this beautiful friendship. I'm excited to get into it today.
I have to say, this is turning out to be one of the very best nights of my entire life.
So we open on Romy and Michele, and already like the best thing ever when that Just a Girl song comes in and they're doing like all the patterns, and then it zooms in on LA and they're sitting in their apartment and they're watching Pretty Woman. Like, and Mel, like, you're probably like me. This is one where like I can say every line of this. I feel like when it's coming up, it's like, oh my god. I can't believe I'm going to let her shop.
Like, you know, even though we've watched Pretty Woman like 36 times, I never get making fun of it.
Oh, I know. And the way... and I was like, boo-hoo.
Yeah, like those sales girls in Beverly Hills aren't bigger whores than she is.
And that's so great. Making fun of movies with your friends, and like it's still something that you do now to this day, like just sitting in bed watching popcorn. It might be over Skype or oh nope, that's dead, that's an old reference. It might be over Zoom and StreamYards and whatever we're doing nowadays, but yeah, you still hang out and watch movies together. It's always going to be a joy. And we find out that it's going to be their 10-year high school reunion. And what's so cool is that we come in on a friendship already established, that they live together, they've been living together the past 10 years, and that when we get this flashback to high school, you know, I don't know, it didn't ring true to me as much as Mean Girls, but maybe because like the cliques weren't as developed. It was either like A group, B group, C group, and they were loners. But it was really cute I did relate in that sense of just having one or two really close friends that you were really stuck with.
We open up with that banger of Just a Girl. I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow. So good.
and this whole soundtrack, amazing. Like, love it.
We talked about Dirty Dancing, but I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, I spoke too soon. This has no misses at all. And it's a perfect blend of 90s and 80s. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. And I very much relate to the flashbacks to high school. Like, it feels a little too real for me because my freshman year, just like that, like Romy and Michele. So I was just like, oh my gosh, triggered. Like, this feels real.
Yeah, so we get these flashbacks that, you know, maybe their high school experience wasn't that great. You know, they go through the yearbook and you see them being picked on by the popular girls. You see the prom. And it's so cool to see that already during that, like, they're on their own wavelength and they only need each other to have a really good time. So dressing up as Madonna to the prom, those outfits are so good. And just standing out and doing the beat to their own drum, and they have plans to move out to LA together. And I think another cute one is that they had their yearbook photo taken together. Like, that pretty much sums everything up.
I love that, like, framing device of, like, zooming in and out of the yearbook. Like, I thought, like, that was a fun way to, like, you know, go back into the high school experience with, like, opening the yearbook and then diving in. I love that they took their picture together. Like, that's so unhinged, but I love it.
And how true, like, when you get out your yearbook and you reminisce about it all, and some things look better and other things you're like, oh wow, I sort of buried that hurt a little bit, you know. So it is a cool little opening, and so they're going to get ready to go back to their reunion.
Mon corps est à moi.
Oh my goodness, like, tonal whiplash is going to be this whole episode between the two.
Another reason why I also wanted to bring this movie is it's directed by the wonderful Agnes Varda, you know, the godmother of new French wave cinema. She's definitely somebody, like, through this project I've gone really excited about. I've only seen a few of her movies, but, like, she's just such a character. Like, I've probably watched more interviews of her than, like, her actual films. So I'm excited to dive in more, but this was one that I watched a few years ago. Basically, this story takes place through over a decade worth of time. And Pauline reconnects with an old childhood friend of hers, Suzanne. And I feel like this is one of those movies where I think it's one of the best depictions of that. Like, I don't know about you, but I have a lot of friendships in my life where, like, you just pick up right where you left off. And I feel like this is the best depiction I've ever seen of that. And also, I just want to apologize, Kelly. I completely forgot about the very bummer situation that, like bonds them at the beginning of the movie. I forgot about that. I'm just going to be honest. Like, I, like, completely forgot about that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Kelly.
No. So first, I was really hoping you were going to go there and say that with friendships. That is my type of friendship. I don't love when you need to be in each other's space. I don't love when I hear people say, like, why haven't you talked to me in this? And people be, if you have true, real friendship, it's like, know that I will be there for you whenever you need. And when we come together, it's electric. If I don't see you for a year and we don't chat, but we meet up and it's like we never left off, that's my cousin Jazz says it, like, if I call you at 3 a.m. and go, I need to bury a body, the other person needs to say, okay, I'm bringing a shovel. Like, that's that type of friendship.
Yes.
But what I'm enjoying about Agnes Varda, and this is, I thought it was my first one, and you said to me, but Kelly, you watched Cleo from 5 to 7. I'm like, okay, thank you, because when I'm watching this movie, I'm like, oh, this is really reminding me of Cleo to 5 to 7, but I didn't want to be that girl that compares everything, like, to the one experience she's had. The absolute push of female focus throughout the whole movie was fantastic. So when I'm watching this and I'm like, oh my God, we're getting straight into the topic of abortion, I'm for it, because it's human rights, it's health, it's my body, my choice. And so to see that and be the whole women's liberation movement of what's happening in France, that's setting the backdrop, I think was so cool. It was almost in, like, a war movie's not the right but that's what it gave me. like where you have this big movement of what's happening and it's influencing what our two main characters are going through on their journey, and how their friendship and what they're going through is reflective of that, of this women's liberation movement. I keep going to say Pauline.
Because she does go by a few different names throughout the movie.
Yeah. Her journey is one of self-discovery and really going out there and living for herself. She's the one who sings.
Yes.
Whereas Suzanne has a different life path, but is doing more grassroots. So I loved the Suzanne character, Something Fierce. The fact that she's doing this grassroots campaign of women's health education, health literacy in the towns. So I thought the differences that, yes, we might be on these two different paths, but I think Pauline says it, we just fit. And that is the best way to summarize it. So no, I thought this movie was really good, even if I didn't love it, because it's hard. It's not a hard watch in the sense, it just topic wise, it's a hard watch.
Yeah.
And you want to be invested. So it's not a comfort watch like Romy and Michele is. But it's an important watch, and I'm happy to have seen it.
Well, I'm very happy that was your experience, because I was a little nervous. I was like, okay, I'll bring this to the table and we'll see what happens. Completely agree, echo a lot of what you've already said, but I also feel like it's very timeless and relevant, unfortunately, in today's world. I think even like seeing it in 2025, it is interesting, where we're still fighting for these rights. But yeah, it feels so like 1970s, obviously, with like the fashion and like the music and the aesthetic.
Songs. Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know, it's a cool blend of something that is still relevant today, but very much lives in that time capsule of, the women's movement in, the 1970s era in France.
I still found it really provocative for being a movie from the 1970s, because even though, yes, we're still talking about these global issues, even on film, I feel like I don't see as much, I don't see the topic of abortion breached as much. I don't see the topic of women just choosing how they want to have a family, how to raise a family. I don't feel like I see just nudity displayed in that way as much as well, because there's sometimes I'm like, oh, titties. And then I'm thinking like, well, Kelly, how conditioned are you to respond that way to nudity on film? So it just brought up a lot of different things.
Absolutely. And I will say something I love about the film is we have this main theme and thread throughout of abortion and reproduction rights, but yet it's never done in a way that's like grim or like negative. It feels very like non-judgmental, very much like this feeling of like hopefulness and like optimism is like really present. At least that was like my interpretation of it. I feel like sometimes when abortion has been depicted in film, it's this like very like, hush hush, shameful, like
so true. A lot of stigma.
Yeah. And in this movie, it's very, like, matter-of-fact in regards to the actual, like, process of abortion. And then it's also very hopeful and, like, positive with its message. Like, let's move forward. Like, this is what the future should be like, type of thing.
Yeah, and it's also not judgmental in a way where it says, like, if you want to have a family, fantastic. Have it the way that you want to have it and you love to have it. And what's going to be best for your situation. I think that's all it is just giving that sense of control and that sense, it's weird to say sense of control and sense of freedom at the same time, but freedom to make your choices, or the control to make your own choices about that. Because even throughout the film, the women are singing songs about how beautiful it is to be pregnant and just, and someone brings up, but what if you're leaving out women who choose not to have a family? No, and she turns back and goes, no, we're just saying, if you want to have a family, that's your choice. If you don't want to, that's okay as well. It should just be about freedom. And and as someone who can relate to choosing not to have a family, that hit me really hard as well. Because I'm like, not once did I feel like they were shoving any agenda or any message down my throat. It was saying to me, like, you should just be able to choose your life path, whether that includes a family or not. And to would have been hear that in the 70s, as opposed to now, where I think that's I've got a bit of a more commonly emerging situation, was really good to see.
I'm the Mary and you're the Rhoda.
Let's go back back to Romy and Michele.
Yeah, I was like, I could keep going, but let's switch over. I know this episode is going to be so... It's the yin and the yang, you know? I feel like it's a meta commentary on our friendship itself, Kelly.
Okay, I wasn't going to say it, so I'm really glad you said it. I think these do balance. I think both movies show a good balance of friendship, which mirrors our friendship as well. So I really did enjoy watching both. Back over at Romy and Michele. It's the 10-year high school reunion, and they want to know what you've been up to, because this is before social media. And so they're filling out these forms where you would have, and let's be real, you would have been Facebook. Oh, hit me.
If anybody needs to make a call, I got a phone.
I know it's like way longer in the movie. But...
Babe, that's not what I'm up to.
I know. Sorry, I just got distracted because again, this movie is filled with great quotes. And going into this episode, I was just like, I feel like we're just gonna quote a lot of things. So sorry, I totally derailing you.
The fashion and the music. Let's just get that out the way first, because I'm skipping to the laundromat scene, but I'm like, but then we haven't even talked about when they're getting ready to go to the club, because literally I did that this morning. I pulled back my coat hangers and went, I have nothing to wear today.
The costume designer of this movie, Mona May, she also did the costumes in Clueless.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
Because I'm watching this and I'm going, these costumes are fire. Who did this? And then I found out she did Clueless. I'm like, this lady, in the same way that Kenny Ortega has like influenced my life, this lady here with her costume design has influenced my life. Now, are you more of a Romy with the very sleek style, like a lot of the leather, polyester leather, the leopard print, the more fitted, or are you a Michele with the more flouncy, the featheries, all that?
In regards to this movie, I've always identified more as a Romy, but like I want to be a Michele. How about you?
I'm a Michele for sure, but I think I would dress like a Romy, so that's so funny. That is so funny. In the 90s especially, what is this fabric called? Babe, like what? I nearly called you Michele. What is this fabric called? Melissa, okay, I call it dance costume fabric, but it's that
like leotards, but like not. I don't know.
But what is it? It's iridescent.
It's like metallic-y kind of too. I don't know.
It's iridescent. It looks plastic. It's shiny. It looks cheap and nasty, but it's still my epitome of glamour.
Yes.
Fun, frisky colors. Lisa Luda sums it up.
They've got nice lines, a fun, frisky use of color. All in all, I'd have to say they're really not bad.
And I love the coordination as well. Like she's wearing, Michelle's wearing like a red top and then has like the cherry earrings to match, big chunky rings. Like it just looks fun. They have fun with fashion and they talk about it, how that's how you express yourself. So I can see Romy and Michele being a big inspiration for this show, for sure.
And also, I will say a missed opportunity, I feel, is like, I wish we got to see the Romy and Michele workroom of like them making these outfits, because we don't really get to see that. They say that they like make, you know, these different outfits and dresses and what have you, but I'm like, man, I wish we got to like see it like in action.
Fair. But they go out to the clubs, they have a good time. I always think of this the dance scene. Are you thinking of Staying Alive? And they do these little I can't show my legs, but they do these little leg kicks. Claire from the Breakfast Club.
Yes. It's so good.
But choreographed club routine, I'm here for it. I'm so here for it.
I feel like this is in the same cinematic universe of Nightmare at the Roxbury. What do you think? Night at the Roxbury.
That is Nightmare at Elm Street. I was like, okay.
Sorry.
Yes.
Night at the Roxbury.
Club, the club life of the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay, I loved having my time of Timbaland and Rihanna and, you know, all the late 2000s, early 2010s. But
Sure.
I would have loved to have the 90s club scene with like,
Yeah.
what is love? Oh, another night.
Be my lover.
That's what I was trying to think. Thank you. I'm like, yes.
Ba-da-da-dee-da-dum-da-dum. Da-da-da-dee-da-da-da.
Yes, very that. So that. And I was like, Amelia!
Exactly.
I knew that would get you.
Emilio!
Romy and Michele are going to the high school reunion. I feel like I've said this about 5 times.
Sorry, I'm totally derailing this episode.
No, because, and we talk about this when we talk about comedies, sometimes it's a little harder to discuss, I was going to say scientifically, it's harder to dissect because you are just more living through the quotes of the movie as opposed to the drama and the situation. You know, it's meant to be lighthearted, it's meant to be fun, so it's harder to have those things that stick out. They go to the high school reunion, they put in their summary that, you know, they haven't had impressive lives, so they go out to get boyfriends, get jobs. That all falls apart, so they choose to make up a story that they are business women. So Romy gets a car, they're heading back to Tucson and they stop in at the diner and go, do you have some sort of businesswoman special?
Do you have some sort of businesswoman special?
No, we don't have anything like that here.
We don't have anything like that.
What kind of business you in?
What kind of business you in?
I can't believe we didn't think about business.
I can't believe we never thought of what to say we did for a living.
Oh, sorry, before that, when they get in the car, and so if we ever get in the car together, I expect you to follow me, because I say this to Alan all the time, and he doesn't get me, and I hate it. Woo! Watch out, Tucson, here we come! Shit!
And also listening to Footloose and
Footloose?
like not knowing the lyrics.
I'm so convinced no one actually knows the words to Footloose.
Yeah, and then I was like watching, I was like, I don't either.
No,
Relatable.
But yeah, road tripping with your friend, but they have a very big falling out. Isn't it sad when you're not friends with your friends? Michele and I had a falling out like 2 hours ago.
Michele and I just fell out of touch about 2 hours ago.
And it sucks because you've seen them work as a team the whole way through. I think that's my point, and why I love this friendship is that it's really not until this sort of third act do they have any sort of tension or falling out. They've been through thick and thin the whole way through, and I just love their support. And one of the things I think of when I think of Romy and Michele is like, oh, me too!
Me too! Me too! Me too! Me too! Me too!
And that's just so cute that you're on the same wavelength so much. I feel like you and I would be like a Me Too sort of friendship. Like, when we talk about, I think we are actually, when we talk about Degrassi, it's like, yeah, me too.
Yes, I would agree. I'm probably gonna jump around a little bit. I have to say, like, this is my favorite quote of this movie has to be, would you excuse me? I cut my foot before my shoe is filling up with blood.
Would you excuse me? I cut my foot before and my shoe is filling up with blood.
Like, the way she says it is so funny.
Her speaking voice.
Yes.
Is it affected? Is she putting it on, or is that her actual speaking voice?
I'm not sure. I'll have to fact check.
I patterned Romy's voice after my sister because she speaks, even though she was raised in New Jersey. Although we were not born in New Jersey, but we were raised in New Jersey after 2 years in New York. She
You're a
talks
New
with
Yorker.
She talks, thank you. She talks with a Valley Girl accent, but she doesn't talk low, and so I made Romy go like, okay, cool. And I see Romy thinks of herself as a guy. She kind of thinks in a masculine way and likes to take charge of things because she thinks she's the brains of the operation.
I feel
Because
like
it is very 90s and it feels a little bit put on. And same with Lisa Kudrow, like, it is sort of like a derivative of the Phoebe character. And like, that's very unfortunate, but it does still feel like she's playing the character of Michele and putting on the like that, you know. So I wonder, I don't know very much of the Mira Sorvino catalogue, so I don't know how much she's putting on the Romy voice or not. But I love it.
Oh, me too. And it was just a voice that like really has stayed with me through the years of like, I've never really like have seen a voice quite like that on film. And it, like I love her like line delivery on different
We'll take
scenes.
2 burgers, 2 fries, and 2 Diet Cokes. It's like yeah, it's different. But and you're right, it does stick in the brain. It's like an earworm.
But yeah, no, I love their journey. I think what they realize like when they have their, you know, fight in the middle of the road, not talk to each other in 2 hours, you know, once they get to the reunion. I think it has a lot to do with, I think they've been pretty codependent with each other, you know, through the years.
Yes.
But like obviously it's like beautiful, but also like with codependency, like, you know, there's times where you have to like find that balance and make sure like you are being independent and like having your time apart. And I think having that time apart made them like, even though it was a very short amount of time, I think it really did make them realize like how grateful they are for each other, and just like realizing like their strengths, their weaknesses, and like that ultimately it's better when they're together at the end of the day. But like just like recognizing that, and also just like valuing those weaknesses and strengths. So before we actually go to the reunion, we have this very elaborate long fantasy sequence, which
it's like 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, and like I don't know about you, but like I remember watching this as a kid, and I didn't feel like I fully understood what was happening. I was just like, because I totally didn't realize it was like a dream sequence for like a while.
Every rewatch it takes me less time, but for the first couple times I do forget. Yeah, no, exactly. And like this movie is very like over the top already, and so I just love how they double down on that and like go even more extra in this like dream sequence. I love how like the A group has like the matching outfits, and then like Sandy with his weird plastic surgery face, and then like Michele getting hit by the limo.
Oh! Oh! Ow! 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 Oh! Oh! Come on!
Ow! It takes me out every time. I like kind of forgot about it. I was like, this is amazing.
They have great physical comedy throughout. Yeah. Like it's really underrated. My favorite is, I forgot my top.
I couldn't find my top.
Yes. I was just gonna say, we haven't talked about her yet.
Heather Mooney, let's go.
Oh my god, like this character is everything for me. Like I love how angry I love how angry and funny she is. Just her line deliveries and physicality is like amazing too. Like I love this scene where she like spills like the drink all over her, and she's like do you know what I'm talking about? It's so good. It's so good.
I think about her as well, like, it wasn't a crush. I was very much in love with him.
I did not have a thing. I did not have a thing. I was very much in love with him.
Like, and then, yeah, when she's
Toby. Toby. Heather Mooney? Oh my god, you're exactly the same.
Heather Mooney? Yeah, no, she is a great supporting character throughout the film, for sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to mention her. I know she's not really...
she deserves the props. Yeah.
I know she's not a part of the friendship, but almost like in a way, because it seems like she was definitely like a part of their high school experience, even though like she wasn't like maybe in their like duo.
And it's really cool because it comes out, and what I think is a really kernel of truth from the movie is that all the time Heather thought they had it great, and they were making her miserable, and then that all the other time the other girls are picking on Romy and Michele, and no one knows. I bet everyone made someone's life miserable in high school.
I bet in high school everybody made somebody's life hell.
So true.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then I like how she's like, I don't think I did. It's like,
not me. Never had the opportunity to make anyone's life hell.
You know what? I bet that's not true. You were really unpleasant. You think? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. And a young Justin Thoreau, which I totally forgot about. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's still yummy. Okay.
Let's be real.
Yes.
We've talked about nearly all of Romy Michele. Should we just finish it off?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Okay, Melissa,
Yes.
The effect that this dance sequence to time after time, it birthed the Late Show on the Video Store for me, because that was the first question I thought of, was which dance scene in a non-musical musical stands out for you? And I will always bring this up because it is amazingly good and bad at the same time.
Oh yeah.
The fact it's parodied pretty well in It's Always Sunny, or they take that idea and run with it. Of the fact where when people do, and especially musicals, do these big choreographed numbers, you would be standing there going, what the hell am I watching? But at the same time, like, it's so, how do they know this? How do they know these moves? And Romy says at the end, like, I told you going to all these clubs would pay off. But Alan Cumming, anytime he's on screen in anything, I'm always so happy.
I was just gonna say, I had this realization where I'm like, did Alan Cumming raise me? Because we have Romy and Michele High School Reunion, we have Josie and the Pussycats, and then we have Spice World, like, and we have Spy Kids. Like,
Spy Kids many for me as well. X-Men 2 was huge for me.
Yeah. I just like, oh my god, like.
so true. But those three especially.
Yeah.
Oh my god, now that you put the pieces together, it makes so much sense.
It does. It really does. Hey, we've done 2 out of the 3. It sounds like we need to do Spice World at some point.
Okay, I legit, Melissa, please. Like, it's on my brainstorm. I want to do it. I don't know if our audience is ready for it. If you want a Spice World episode, put it in the comments. But I don't care, because it's probably coming one day, because honestly, that movie goes off.
Oh my god, yeah. Thank you for the close-up.
You're welcome. That is how serious I am about it.
Oh no, I
hope that came through.
It did.
Yeah, this dance sequence they do, like interpretive dance, Heather Mooney rolling her eyes is so good, but to time after time is just so, it's beautiful, and the way it's shot, the top-down shots they do, it's just, it's beautiful, but it's very silly at the same time, which I think sort of sums up everything there.
Okay, Kelly, this was one of those scenes for me.
You know this move. You know these moves.
Yeah. Me and my friends growing up at sleepovers, because this is another sleepover staple movie for me, we would absolutely do the dance like in front of the TV and, you know, choreograph it and like, yeah.
I love that.
Totally. So, like I absolutely had this dance routine down at one point in my life. I don't now, but hey, it's fine. It's just, it's silly, it's fun. Or actually, you know what? I want to rewind a few moments because I love the confrontation that Romy...
Oh, yes! I'm so sorry I skipped over that.
You're fine. I love the confrontation that like Romy and Michele have with, what is her name?
Christy Masters Christensen.
I'm Christy Masters Christensen.
Yes. Oh my god, that actress does such a good job at playing that like mean girl character. It's so good. Yeah, with her little I'm a mom. I don't watch TV anymore.
Oh no. I don't even watch TV anymore.
You know, stuff like that.
Very fulfilled.
I feel very fulfilled.
Yeah, that's what it is. I feel very fulfilled. But they have this great confrontation right before the dance scene where basically Romy just like lays it down. She's like, we don't, like, you have an ugly heart. I don't know the exact quote, so I'll probably butcher it, but it's like, you have an ugly heart, you're not a good person, and we don't give a flying
We don't give a flying what you think.
And it's like such a good like mic drop scene, cuts to this like epic dance scene, and so it's like a nice way to send off.
Even before that, when they have their reconciliation, Romy's embarrassed herself in front of the group. Michele comes to her rescue, and Michele sort of drops like, I didn't know we were all that in high school. I thought we were just as a blast.
Everything since high school was a blast.
Has been a blast as well, and that I love. I love that they just love each other so much, and that's why I think it's a good depiction of being soulmates with someone who's not a romantic partner. Why can't your soulmate be your best friend? And that really goes to the end where they have opened up their own shop now.
Oh my god.
And like giving people the ability to express themselves through fashion. And it's like, let's put scarves. You know, you might be the most funnest person I know. Me too. But with you.
With you. Happy Romy and Michele Day.
Happy Romy and Michele Day.
Michele Day.
Nice. But that's it. And that's what I said at the start. Like, this is really the first time I remember seeing a movie where the best friends just ended up having a kick-ass life together. And why can't that be the dream? Why does it have to be a romance? Like, I just really think that's amazing. And if they have partners come in, great. Like if Michelle's with Sandy, whatever. But that's not the goal. That's not the be-all end-all. To be with your best friend and enjoy life together is the goal. So that's why this will always sit so high on a pedestal for me. Romy and Michele, love it.
Yes. Standing ovation. Okay. Damn.
Let's get depressed and go back to one sings and the other one doesn't.
Okay, sounds good. So Suzanne's partner decides to end his life, and through this tragedy, they get even more bonded in that moment with each other, and then they drift off for I believe it's a 10-year
10 years.
10-year period of like not interacting with each other, and I find that very, like, we kind of talked about it a little bit already, but just very relatable, because I feel like throughout your life you do have people that kind of come and go, and like certain people might fit better in your life, or what, like, just, I don't know, life is a journey. It's very relatable. So they like grow apart for 10 years. Through that time, Suzanne is now living with her parents, and definitely does not seem like a great situation. Like, they are very like against that she had children out of wedlock. And then Tom's been having a great old time making music and has been quite an activist in the women's movement. And they run into each other. They meet at a protest, which my understanding is a recreation of a real life event of a woman who in the 70s got an abortion after she was raped, and it was like a protest for like that court trial. And so this was like a recreation of that, because Agnes Varda was like there. So there's a lot of personal touches throughout the movie.
It's very I haven't seen you for 10 years and all that. I guess it would be different in the 70s, because now I feel like with social media you are easier to be connected to people, or even from the 90s onwards you would switch phone numbers and email. Then you had better communication devices, whereas I guess in the 60s and 70s you just ran into each other. So, you, and let's connect. And I would definitely be Pom, where like I wouldn't be able to shut up and talking about all the things that's been happening and I've missed you. And I thought that was really sweet and very sincere. And I love the plot device of using postcards from now on to keep in touch. I think that's so sweet, because as we sort of said, these two women are going on their different journeys, but now they choose to just write briefly and sweetly to each other, or they even say that they have some sort of psychic connection, almost like they're conscious, or their third voice. Like, when I'm talking in my mind's eye, I'm talking to you, Suzanne, or when Suzanne's like, when I'm in my darkest moments, I'm thinking of you, Pauline. Yeah, I'm watching this movie, I'm like, oh wow, we're going like with this topic with women's rights, and then it's like, oh wow, suddenly we're in Iran. Like, I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting any of it. I'm just like, okay, like I'm here for it. Take me on the journey. Pom meets a man and they go back to his home country of Iran. They have a baby. They choose to part, and she decides to have another child with him, but go off on her own journey. And again, Melissa, that's another thing I found, as I sort of said, really provocative, because I don't think I've seen that sort of family depiction on film before, and it did take me back a little bit. I was like, wow, like we're showing this.
I really find Tom, and I believe it's Darius.
Yes.
I really find their relationship very interesting as well. It feels very realistic, that, like you said, like it's something I've never quite seen before either, like on film. It does seem like they very much love each other, and like it's definitely like a hot, passionate romance at first. And she's very much like a transient, free, spirited. That's definitely Pom's vibe. And so she's very much swept up in this romance, and she's like, I'll go to Iran with you. And years pass by, and they end up like getting married and have a child, and just things have changed at that point in their relationship. And maybe his more open-mindedness and non-traditional values, like at first, like intrigued her to him, but then like as they're actually getting in that relationship, married in Iran,
goes back to traditional gender roles and wants that sort of lifestyle. Yes.
That's just ultimately not what she wants in her life. And I really commend her for like sticking with that. Because I think a lot of people would just stay in a relationship, you know, for a variety of reasons. But she's like, no, like I want to sing. Like that's something that's very important to her, and it's something that's like, you know, very much emphasized throughout. Like she is the one who sings, and she's like, I want to go back to singing. And he's kind of like, okay, like he doesn't quite understand, but it's just something that she's so passionate about that she's willing to give up that relationship. And
not just give up the relationship, like give up a child, which I was really like, wow. I've not seen that very often in film, that choice be made, and it was hard to watch.
Yeah, it's very, like you said, it is very provocative, that especially because the way that she like says it too, she's like, give me another one so I have
that
one.
Whole scene, I was like, whoa. And then on the other hand, we have Suzanne, who's really coming out of this 10-year depression and has been working tirelessly on bettering herself to give her kids a better life, but hasn't really taken a partner and is lonely. And I thought that was really good to see on film, because like that's another one like I don't feel like I've seen as much as this young woman who had kids very young and now is sort of on her own and stuck. Very Lorelai Gilmore in a sense, almost, it felt like very myself, for me, my kids, but decides to really put her life's work into helping other women become more health literate. And there's big conversations about contraception, which was another thing I found quite interesting on film, because it's another topic I think gets a bit hush-hush and passed over. And that scene where she's yelling at a woman for not taking the pill correctly, I'm like, well, we're still having like those sort of health debates where we don't have that big equality of knowledge still. So I found like we're still making big steps in that way. And I really liked any time we were on Suzanne's storyline, for sure.
She's definitely the character I more relate to or like more connected with. But the thing I do love about both of these characters is I really feel like it's like I know a Palm in my life and I know a Suzanne in my life. Like I feel like they're very like specific types of people that I feel like a lot of people maybe like know those type of people in their lives. I don't know if you had the same like feeling, but I was just like, I know these two styles of people in my life. But and again, it is just so beautiful that like they are staying in touch through the years, through these different letters and postcards, and it is a lot of like narration and a lot of just like back and forth, you know, through these letters. It's really cool to just see them share in that way. And like you said, it's funny to watch like in a today perspective because like of social media, it's so much easier to connect with people in a more instant way. So just thinking about like that they would have to wait weeks or, you know, there'd be a time period like in between each letter. It was just like interesting to like think about maintaining a friendship that way.
But how sweet is it that when Pom comes back from Iran that she goes to stay with Suzanne and chooses to have her baby, and they say, we're going to have this baby together, it's going to be so much fun. I thought that was really sweet because again, I think like you're saying, they are the soulmates of the movie. Relationships and loves come and go, but they are the ones together and they will have their momentous life moments together and just be a presence that comes and goes within the life. But when they're together, it's amazing. So I really liked that. And then again, she'll hit the road, you know, and be on her way. And we see Suzanne's children grow up throughout the film as well, which is also really cool. And then by the end, it's like, what's the next generation of women going to be?
A quote that I really liked that Pom said was, Suzanne is the type of love without the headache. And that is just something that really stuck with me, because I feel like that kind of is, when I think of my different friendships that I have, that is kind of how I would define it, is like, these are the people that I love that maybe I don't interact on a daily basis, but like they're, again, you could just like meet up and instantly pick up where you left off at. I love how, like you're saying, like she has the baby with Suzanne and like they kind of have like this like found family kind of feeling towards the end of the movie. There's all these different people meeting up, and she even says like, we met up again, and it wasn't through, death or tragedy or birth. It was just because we wanted to see each other. And I thought that was really like lovely, because I feel like that happens sometimes where, like you call that friend in the middle of the night, like, hey, I'm in trouble, help me. And then you don't see them for a long time, and that repeats. And then you get to a point where it's like, how about we just grab some lunch and like hang out?
Yeah.
So it very much gave me that. Something I failed to mention at the beginning of this movie. So the beginning of the movie, it says it's dedicated to Rosalie, which is Agnes Varda's daughter.
Oh,
like, so she dedicated the movie to her. And then in the final shot where it has like, it kind of like hands to each person, and it gives
the American Graffiti. Yeah.
It gives a narration of like where they're at in life. And Suzanne's daughter, I will say it's a little jarring, because like I don't feel like they look quite alike, but the older version of Suzanne's daughter is actually Rosalie. Like,
thank you, because I'm watching this and I'm like, have I been tuned out the whole time, or did they just swap in an actress right at the end? Thank you so much. I thought I was going crazy, because like I was watching on my iPad originally, and then like I watched the last 10 minutes on my phone, and I'm like, am I bonkers? Okay, so that's her actual daughter. That's lovely.
Yeah.
And it did give very much like passing the torch. Like, have we done enough of our generation to make it better for the next generation of women? It really gave me that.
Absolutely. And I'm just excited to like get into more of her movies, because like I feel like at least the two I've seen, because I've also only seen Cleo from 5 to 7 and this, and I feel like both are very feminine. I feel like her message almost in both movies is just like the female gaze and like pushing that forward, and the future is female, like very that.
Yeah, very, very empowered, or just even just documenting what some of the experiences are of being a woman in these times, because we weren't seeing it not glamorized, and I think that's what she does. She doesn't glamorize the life journey, so it's pretty cool to see. So that wraps up our episode on philia and talking about these amazing female friendships while talking about our amazing female friendship. Was so cool to see.
Really loved doing this episode. I feel like friendship is just such an important love in our lives, and I'm so glad that you are one of my great friends. So I just had to say so I just had to say that. Yeah, I think friendships specifically are just such an integral part of like our identity, I feel like, through like our life journey. I was really glad that we got to talk about these two movies that are complete polar opposites. But yes, you can find us all here. And until next time, have a Romy and Michele day and stay magical.
Have a Sorry Kelly day!
Oh, yes! Perfect way to end.
And every hour holds the promise of an invitation to love.